Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into AI-lig.
Ooh.
It's a music project using AI in some really unexpected ways, and it
Yeah.
kind of makes you think about what music could even become in the future.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like imagine if you could use any instrument
Okay.
or work with any musician from any point in history all at once.
Wow.
That's the potential that AI-lig is exploring.
That's a really interesting way to put it.
I know you've been digging through some articles and even got to hear from the founder, Marcus himself.
Yeah.
So where do we even begin with breaking down AI-lig?
Well, Marcus kept saying AI-lig is a project, not a band.
Okay, interesting.
And I think that's a key distinction because it really points to a whole global group of musicians and technicians.
Ah, so it's not just one person with a computer making all this happen.
Exactly. And there are even IT specialists involved too.
Wow, a real collaborative effort.
And Marcus is like the conductor making sure everything runs smoothly.
I like that analogy.
And the musicians they have are so diverse. You have really experienced professionals mixed with up-and-comers.
I did see that they had a lot of background singers involved too, which I thought was cool.
Yeah. These are really talented people who don't always get the spotlight.
Right.
And they're from all over the world, too.
Yeah, I read that they even have artists from India contributing.
Exactly. It
Hmm.
really changes how you think about what a band can be.
Now, I'm sure some people hearing this are probably thinking, is AI going to replace musicians entirely now?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a very natural question.
Right.
But based on everything Marcus said, it's not about replacing humans at all.
Okay.
It's more like AI is becoming a new type of instrument, one that can sound like existing instruments
Yeah.
or create totally new sounds,
Oh, good.
or even just tweak a song to make it hit you in the feels.
So how does that even work?
Well, remember that article about the Scottish singer-songwriter?
Yeah.
He was working on this really sad ballad, but just couldn't get the feeling exactly right. So they took his song and ran it through this AI program that analyzed everything. The melody, the chords, even his voice.
Wow.
And get this, the AI recommended adding this very specific type of reverb to his vocals to make it sound more spacious and empty.
It's incredible how it can make these really subtle, creative choices.
I know, right? It's using AI to help us understand music even better.
And I noticed they're using Dolby Atmos too.
Oh, yeah,
I've only ever heard about that with movies.
me too.
How does that even work with music?
Imagine you're listening to a song and it feels like you're right there with the musicians,
Okay.
with sounds swirling all around you.
Wow.
That's what Dolby Atmos can do.
So AI-lig is using this to create a super immersive experience.
Exactly. It's changing how we listen to music.
So to recap, we've got this team of global musicians, cutting-edge AI, and Dolby Atmos creating an amazing soundscape.
Yeah.
But what does the actual process look like?
It all starts with a message,
Yeah.
like a story or emotion that they want the music to convey.
So they're not just throwing things together randomly.
No, not at all.
All right.
And that's actually where the AI comes in.
Gotcha.
Let's say they need a sound that's almost impossible to record, like a Mongolian throat singing ensemble.
Right.
Instead of searching for one, they can just use AI.
Wow, really?
There are these things called generative algorithms that are trained on tons of recordings,
Yeah.
so they can basically make a super realistic throat singing sound.
It's mind-blowing that they can just conjure up whatever they need.
Yeah.
So they can also use AI for things like harmonies and background vocals.
Absolutely. They can even create different variations of a track to try out different moods.
It's like having the ultimate studio musician at their disposal.
Exactly.
I bet that really speeds things up for them.
It does, but they still take their time.
Okay.
Marcus was very clear that they refine and tweak everything until everyone is happy.
So the AI isn't making all the decisions.
Nope. It's still very much a human-driven creative process.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it really is a perfect blend of human artistry and technology, and that's what makes AI-lig so unique.
You know, it's funny, when I think of AI and music,
Mm-hmm.
I always picture something that sounds really robotic and cold.
Right, like super synthetic.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
But everything we're talking about with AI feels so warm and human.
I know it's not what you'd expect, right? It's really about enhancing the storytelling and the emotion in the music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So where can people actually hear AI-lig?
Oh, it's definitely out there.
Okay, good.
Marcus really emphasizes accessibility, so you can find their music on all the major streaming platforms.
Nice and easy to add to a playlist.
Exactly. But if you really want to go all in,
Okay.
their YouTube channel is the place to be.
What makes the YouTube channel so special?
Well, first of all their tracks are free to listen to,
Awesome.
but they also have tons of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Oh,
So you can see how they use AI, hear from the musicians, and get a glimpse of their whole process.
it's like you get to peek behind the curtain.
Exactly, and it's pretty rare to see that kind of transparency.
Very true. And they have podcasts, too.
They do. They break down specific songs, dive into the lyrics, and even talk about all the latest developments in AI and music.
So if you really want to nerd out, you can.
Absolutely, there's a lot to explore.
Okay, so YouTube for the deep cuts, but Marcus gave us a few recommendations to get people started.
He did, and the range of styles is really impressive.
Yeah, over 150 tracks on YouTube alone. That's crazy.
It is. There's something for every mood.
What about Beneath the Sand? That one caught my eye.
Oh yeah, that's a really cool track.
Okay.
It's super atmospheric, kind of electronic, but with these world music elements mixed in.
Interesting.
And the story is really interesting.
Okay, what's it about?
It's set on this desert planet, and there's this character who's looking for something,
Okay.
but it's not clear what it is.
Ooh, I like that it's a mystery.
It is.
And what about something completely different? What's Code and Crown like?
Code and Crown is a total banger.
No.
It's got this funky disco vibe going on and tells the story of this software developer who becomes super successful,
Okay.
but has to make some tough choices along the way.
I bet a lot of our listeners can relate to that.
Definitely. And the AI really shines in this track.
How so?
They used it to create all these quirky, futuristic sound effects that just scream tech world.
Very cool. And for something a little more laid back, There's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, that was beautiful.
It really is.
It's a ballad about the meaning of life and our place in the universe.
Deep stuff for a pop song.
I know, right? It's surprisingly philosophical.
And it's a perfect example of how AI can enhance emotion.
Absolutely.
The string arrangements and the harmonies just bring out the feeling of the song in a way I don't think you could do without AI.
Agreed. So we've talked about what AI-lig is, how they use AI, their creative process, and even some tracks to check out.
We have.
But there's a bigger question here.
Okay, I'm listening.
Is AI-lig a sign that AI is going to take over music completely?
Yeah, that is the big question, isn't it?
It is, and I don't think there's an easy answer.
Right.
AI is getting more and more advanced all the time.
Yeah, it's changing so fast.
So its role in music is definitely going to grow.
But does that mean human musicians are on their way out?
I really hope not.
Me either.
Because what we're seeing with AI-lig is that AI can be an amazing tool,
Yes.
but it can't replace that human spark.
So it's not about man versus machine. It's about how they can work together.
Exactly. And I think AI-lig is a really great example of what that collaboration can achieve.
They're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible while keeping that human element front and center.
Totally.
So for anyone listening who might be feeling a little intimidated by all this AI talk,
Yeah.
or maybe even a little skeptical, what would you say to them?
I think Marcus said it best. You don't need a degree in computer science to enjoy AI-lig's music.
True.
Just hit play and let the music take you away.
Because ultimately, music is about connecting with something deeper.
Exactly. Something that resonates with us emotionally.
And AI-lig is just another way to make that connection using new tools and technologies. Yeah, it's amazing to see how far music has come.
It really is.
And all the possibilities for where it can go from here.
You know, speaking of possibilities, I think Marcus made a really good point for anyone who might be feeling a little overwhelmed by all this AI stuff.
What was that?
He said that you don't need to understand how the technology works to enjoy AI-lig's music.
It's true. At the end of the day, it's still about the music.
Exactly.
It's about connecting with something that moves you.
And AI-lig is just showing us another way to make that connection.
Using all these amazing tools.
Right. So after this deep dive into AI-lig,
Yeah.
what's the main takeaway for our listeners?
What do we want them to walk away with?
I think the biggest thing is that creativity is always evolving.
Okay.
New tools, new ideas, new ways of thinking are always coming along.
And that can be exciting, but also a little scary, right?
For sure, it can be a lot to keep up with.
So how do we make sense of it all?
I think the most important thing is to stay curious,
Okay.
to be open to new possibilities, and not be afraid to challenge what you think music should be.
I love that. Embrace the unknown.
Exactly, because you never know what's just around the corner.
The next big thing in music could be right there waiting for us.
And maybe it'll be something that you create.
Ooh, that's a great point to leave our listeners with.
It is. The power to create is within everyone's reach.
So go explore AI-lig's music and let it inspire you on your own creative journey.
Who knows where it might lead you?
That's a perfect way to wrap up our deep dive into AI legs.
I agree.
We hope you enjoyed this exploration of music and technology.
And that you're feeling inspired and maybe even a little mind blown.
If you want to keep the conversation going,
Yeah.
head over to AI-lig's YouTube channel for more music and insights.
And until next time,
Keep those ears open.
and those minds curious.